Mary Kay Cabot, the pristine Browns beat reporter, just tweeted this a second ago. With Browns quarterback Dorian Thompson-Robinson being informed today that he has made the 53, source tells me the Browns will field calls for Jameis Winston and Tyler Huntley and could trade one of them. We've talked about the possibility of trading Huntley for the last week and a half. We had not mentioned at all the possibility of the Browns listening to offers for Jameis Winston. What do you think the Browns would have to get offered for Jameis Winston for them to pull the trigger?
Fourth. I think this is stupid. Why would you trade Jameis Winston? Didn't the Browns learn a lesson from last year?
Because if a team is going to offer you a third.
Tyvis, are you trying to win the Super Bowl or are you trying to win the 2025 draft pick Super Bowl?
If a team is going to offer me a third.
I don't care. I'm not trading my veteran backup.
You got Tyler Huntley.
He stinks.
If they trade Jameis, DTR is the backup.
I would actually kidding me right now?
I like DTR.
I've been saying that for months too.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Listen, you not going to take a – what did we trade
last
Dobbs
year?
for?
Everybody lost their mind when the Browns traded Josh Dobbs.
What they trade him for?
Stinks.
What did they trade him for?
What, Dobbs?
Yeah.
A seventh-round pick?
Oh, a third or a fourth?
First of all, nobody's trading a third-round pick for Jameis Winston.
I don't know.
Who's trading a third-round pick for Jameis Winston?
Minnesota?
No, they're not. They got Sam Darnold. They like him.
Why?
I don't know why. They're not trying to win. They have Sam Darnold
Yeah,
in
that's
their
it.
mind.
They're not trying to win. Like
They're not trading a third-round pick when they stink. Nobody's trading a third-round pick, and probably nobody's trading a fourth-round pick.
I said if they was.
Tyvis, when you're trying to win, why would you trade away your veteran backup? We saw what kind of disaster. Deshaun Watson, the odds of him making it through a 17-game season are not high.
No, they're not.
You can't trade a veteran backup, a guy who's played a ton in the league, for Tyler Huntley and DTR.
You got
This is the stupidest thing I ever heard.
You got a coach that's a good quarterback coach, though. He puts him in situations.
Okay, listen.
He just won with 5.
I mean, in
last
fairness,
year.
Tyler Huntley was a backup to a team that's won multiple division titles.
All right, he stinks. I don't care. I don't care what he's doing. All right,
Was he or was he not the backup quarterback to a team that's won
Was he
multiple
not a
division
Pro
titles?
Bowler?
And what have they done in the playoffs?
Well, not because of him.
What have they done?
Not because of him.
Pro Bowler.
Yeah, right. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not going that.
Stop
far.
it.
I'm not doing that.
Stop it.
I'm telling you.
This is crazy.
They drafted I don't know if they're going to trade Jameis or not. They drafted DTR to be the long-term backup in Cleveland.
Fine. Not yet. Yeah,
He
not
showed
now.
flashes last year that he was going to be okay long-term. I don't think they're going to trade Jameis.
Trading
I don't
Jameis
think they
is
are.
so stupid.
But I
He's
really
already
like
here.
I really like DTR. I do.
That's fine.
As a backup.
Jameis has thrown 30 touchdowns. He's thrown 30 picks. He's thrown for 5,000 yards. I mean, there's not many guys that have done that. You have a proven veteran quarterback who can hold the team afloat for a little while.
The demand for Jameis
There's
is
got to be
much higher than
what
Huntley.
demand is there for Jameis? Nobody's giving you anything good for him. If you trade him for a 5th or 6th round pick, that's beyond stupid.
I'm trying to think of the teams that
I agree with that. If all you can get is a 5th or 6th for him, you might as well keep him.
I agree with that too.
And by the way, all right, and I have, outside of maybe Jason, I have defended Kevin Stefanski probably more than anybody in this town. But let's roll it back a little with this quarterback whisperer nonsense. First of all, to be completely fair, Baker Mayfield had his best season this past year, not with Kevin Stefanski. And number 2, Deshaun Watson's been absolute shit here. Now, I don't really blame Stefanski, but Watson's been shit.
Yeah.
So don't tell me he's perfect. He's not infallible. He's a good coach, and I like him, and I don't want him going anywhere. But let's not make it seem like it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Come on, that's silly.
I mean, he breathed life back into Joe Flacco's broken
He did. He did. It's funny on my podcast.
You can't say that he ain't nothing, and you can't say he the greatest, I guess.
No, yeah, which is the case
I
for
think
most
he's
people.
very good.
Yeah,
By the way, I was
good.
interviewing this guy. So for my podcast this morning, we had the guy, our handicapper, basically. This guy, Jimmy Yod, was really good. And he's like, first thing he says in the interview, he's like, I can't believe the Browns let Joe Flacco go. He, by the way, and watch my podcast later tonight, Jimmy Yod is the handicapper. He has the Browns going 10-7 this year. And he has them making the playoffs. So, anyway. But Mike, to me, this is ludicrous. The idea of trading Jameis Winston is
If a team called, and just in a hypothetical world, if a team called and offered a second, would you take a second-round pick for Jameis?
Yes, he would. Don't sit there and lie to yourself. Yes.
It's an unfair question because that would never happen.
I asked if it did. Would you say yes?
Yes. I really.
A third-round pick.
I
I
guess.
think you're because you're trying to win the Super Bowl.
Of course, yes.
I don't care about draft picks right now.
I guess is what you said.
It's a ridiculous hypothetical because nobody would ever do that.
Third-round pick. The Lions just cut their backup quarterback. Nate Sudfeld got
You
cut.
think the Lions are going to trade a third-round pick for a
I'm just
backup
giving you an
quarterback?
example. They just cut their backup
They got
quarterback.
Hendon
They're
Hooker.
in the market.
They got
Give me
Hendon
the
Hooker.
last
They're trying to
fine.
win. They're trying to
They're
win.
going to trade a third-round pick.
For a backup quarterback? I don't think that's a terrible move.
The Browns are going to have to cut Tyler Huntley. They can just sign Tyler Huntley.
Why would
Would
they
you
don't
rather
want
have
him?
Would you rather have
Yeah.
Jameis Winston or Tyler Huntley?
Yeah.
I'd rather have Jameis Winston.
So what are you talking
All
about?
You
Yeah,
know
Bull
the
just-
Lions
Bull
not
just
trading a
talked himself
third-round
into a
pick for
pretzel.
Jameis Winston.
Would you take a third-round pick? If Detroit called and said,
I
Jameis
guess.
for a third.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Yes, you would.
Because the Lions, that's like the 90th pick in the draft. The Lions are going to be a top 4 or 5 team.
So you're drawing a line at a third then. That's- I'm
I'd
just
trade
trying
him
to
for a
establish the
second,
baseline.
even though I hate the idea of trading him. But I would do it for a second because it's just so ridiculous. But I wouldn't do it for a third. I'd consider it, but I probably wouldn't. And nothing lower than that.
You know who?
Nothing.
You know who would trade for him?
Who?
Dallas Cowboys.
Why?
Because their backup situation is atrocious.
Nobody's trading a high draft pick for a backup quarterback at this time of year. It doesn't make any sense. They all could have signed Jameis this offseason.
They could have.
They could have. They thought he wasn't
And they could have
good.
signed Tyler Huntley, too.
You know why a lot of quarterbacks want to come to Cleveland for the preseason?
Why?
Because Kevin does a great job of making you look good.
All right. That's true. Malik Willis got traded yesterday. Did you see that?
Yeah, for a 7th.
7th-round pick. I'm
Which
annoyed. I'm
that-
annoyed. I don't understand why the Browns would consider trading Jameis. I think it's really stupid.
I seen something about that Malik Willis stuff. They said that Will Levis
Yeah.
let transfer from Penn State because he lost the quarterback competition to Sean Clifford.
Right.
Malik Willis got traded to the Packers because he couldn't back up Will Levis.
Yeah.
And now he's going to the Packers, where now him and Sean Clifford will battle for who's the second best
There
quarterback.
you go.
Small world.
It is.
Who's going to win that?
Sean Clifford, probably. Now, I hope Malik Willis does.